worst half, maybe the worst game for Arizona so far.
Well, when you don't score a single touchdown, you'll be hard-pressed to find any team in the NFL able to secure a victory, and that unfortunately was the case earlier today with your Arizona Cardinals. Welcome on into your Cardinals locker room. Luke Lyddon coming to you live from Los Angeles. Lena, Washington, holding down the fort in downtown Phoenix, live in our studio. Thank you so much for joining us, and we have a lot to unpack after today's game. And Lena, unfortunately, this now marks the third straight loss for this team. Not pretty.
Certainly not pretty, Luke, and this is, like they said, almost a regression for this team. It was an ugly second half, an ugly game overall. That's what we think, but we want to know what you viewers at home are thinking.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, that first half didn't have many, if any, fireworks whatsoever. It was kind of boring to watch, right? Yet somehow the Cardinals held on to that slim three-point lead. Coach Gannon telling us after the game, when the Rams punch us, we need to punch back. Yet the Cardinals failed to do so, mainly due to a lack of execution. Take a look. Oh, it's the oldest cliche in the book, but how it rang true today. A tale of two halves.
I thought defensively in the first half we played well. Offense probably missed some opportunities in the second half. Didn't stop the run well enough, and then we're kind of playing left-handed, and the game kind of got out of hand.
The Cards defense was on a mission in the first 30 minutes, holding the Rams to just 5 rushing yards and a big fat donut on third down conversions.
I thought our third down execution was pretty good, so you could tell that was clear that they said, you know what, let's try to get it to third and manageable. You know, we just got to adjust quicker on defense. That's my job.
But when the second half came rolling around, so did Kyren Williams and Cooper Kupp.
I think we got to do a better job of run defense.
Williams racked up more than 150 yards on the ground, Kupp with 148 yards receiving, and the Cards just had no answer.
We all got to pick up our feelings a little bit and go compete tomorrow.
And when the opportunities downfield presented themselves for Josh Dobbs, he missed his man Hollywood Brown twice.
That's ways I can improve, man. Like, you get those 2 shots, you get Hollywood one-on-one. He's shown all year that he can win and create those explosive plays one-on-one, and it's my job to get the ball when he does win. And that's something we'll dive in the film room, and I'll have better execution on those moving forward.
A little bit of execution. I'm sure he wants a throwback here or there, but I know Hollywood wins when he's one-on-one. We got to find ways to convert some of those.
Los Angeles brought more than enough tenacity on the defensive side of the ball. An INT, a strip sack.
DJ Humphries is the victim this time. He is dangerous.
While the Cardinals failed to find the end zone in a game where the execution was missed.
We got to do a better job of making sure that we're executing at a high level. They know exactly what we're trying to get out of the calls. You know, they beat us in the second half, and they made some plays and executed, and that was kind of the ball game.
Dive into the film and figure out those 2 or 3 plays, how we can be better, especially on offense. You know, execute in the red zone, take advantage of the shots when they're there, and that will push us over the edge.
You know, 0-3 in the red zone certainly won't get the job done, and both the players and Coach Gannon acknowledge that after the fact. They will look to get back in the lab and fix what went wrong this Sunday as they prepare for another divisional foe in Seattle next Sunday, also on the road. And like I'm sure Kent will mention, the Cardinals have to take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of them, and today they just clearly did not, guys.
Yeah, you laid it out pretty clearly there, Luke. Thanks a lot. Great coverage from...
Lena, missed chances, they'll be the death of you. And that was the case for the Cardinals earlier today multiple times. You know, they had their opportunities. They had their chances to score, make this game close in the second half, but they failed to capitalize. They failed to step up when their number was called. Now, there are multiple different ways, different avenues we could go to discuss the reasons why the Cardinals lost this game the way they did, but there's no better man to do so than our Cardinals insider and Paul Calvisi helping us dissect our keys to the game. We are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, sideline reporter Paul Calvisi here in Los Angeles. We decided to lavish it up a little bit, sitting here by the suite because we are in LA after all. And Paul, I'm no Cam Cox, but I thought I would be the good luck charm today. I clearly was not.
Well, first off, it is addition by subtraction, no Cam, okay? So the best thing that happened to us is the D-backs keep advancing, okay? I thought it might actually help the Cardinals to a win, but then the second half happened, and we saw what the Rams did. 9 of the first 10 plays were passes to start the game. 9 of the first 10 plays in the second half were runs. They went from 5 yards rushing to 179 yards rushing, and you saw what Joe Burrow did the week before, so they're all in, hell-bent on making sure Matthew Stafford doesn't burn them with a pass. Well, guess what? Then we'll hit you with a run.
You stole my thunder. I had all those statistics ready to pass along to you, but I have another good one. The Cardinals now have 3 losses after leading at the half. What is it about this team where they just cannot seem to finish the job on the back end?
I asked the head coach that, and I attributed it a little bit to attrition, just injuries. By the end of the game, that takes a toll. Now, the head coach won't go there, but if you talk to some of the players, of course, it's always about the players. If he could have converted in the red zone and the 2 missed chances in the first half, if Josh Dobbs could have 3 throws back, the 2 deep shots to Hollywood Brown, and then, of course, the pick in the red zone that was behind Zach Ertz. For this team, the margin of error is that small.
It's interesting because Coach talked about lack of execution in those big moments, and it seemed those are some big momentum killers from preventing this team from taking the next step.
And Josh Dobbs, it's so phenomenal what he does with his legs. If he can dial down some of the accuracy or at least stay consistent over the course of a game, he really could do something as an NFL quarterback. But until he gets past that, and for the second straight week, the turnovers obviously were costly.
I feel like we're positive guys. We approach life from a glass half full kind of perspective. So with that being said, any positive takeaways from this team despite the loss here in LA?
Look, they still ran the ball. They still ran it 30 times. They were still a balanced offense. At halftime, they had over 6 yards of carry. So the O-line is a strength. Aaron Donald had 3 tackles for loss. He didn't wreck the game. And when Cooper Kupp's out there against a rookie 6th-round corner, there are just some matchups you can't overcome with scheme. And look, the guy 2 years ago won the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. He's good.
Key word for these Cardinals fans, patience. This is Paul Calvisi. No one does it better than he does. I'm Luke Lyddon. Toss it back to you guys in the studio. Paul, thanks.